It's a very exciting game. It was one that certainly took twists and turns. The last 6 minutes, certainly our football team needed to figure out exactly how to win that one, and they did. I have to tell you, I'm very proud of the way they overcame some adversity there. Really enjoyed the fact that they went in there to play like Tigers. And the back end of that game, any number of ways they could have found a way to finish the game strong, but not. And they never flinched. We pride ourselves on playing in close quarters, and we pride ourselves in playing best when it's tough, and they did. Again, youthful team. That's a great characteristic to have. So, offensively, enjoyed how Anthony Jennings kind of handled the situations, understood the game. Minus a couple of mistakes, he was pretty good on the day. Helped us, certainly navigated victory. He made some plays, and we needed to have him make them. We wanted to play Brandon Harris. I did. Certainly, Coach Cameron did. Just what happens when you get in those tight games, the win and the necessary momentum's doesn't present itself. And so what you say is, let's go with Anthony. And certainly that proved to be the right thing. Felt like the offensive line keeps getting better. I think. It was a dominant day for them. Rushed for just under 200 yards, protected the passer fairly well, and again, this team's improving. Leonard Fournette rushes for 150 or 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, and really runs the football like we're used to having run around here. And Melvin Jones, a first-time starter at fullback. The starter in front of him is Connor Neighbors, and Connor Neighbors coached him all through the week and put him in position to play should Connor not travel. Connor did not travel. Connor talked to him before the game by phone, and it was he had made a very nice reaction to playing. He just put a smile on his face and went to work and looked up, and certainly not perfect on the day, but made several big catches and a couple very significant blocks. And again, a guy that a young player that steps forward to play. Travian Durrell makes 2 big catches in that game. Really, and his presence on the day is very significant. We're trying to get the ball to him more and more. And Trey Quinn makes a couple of third down snags. Malachi Dupree won, and we're looking for a little bit more productivity out of Malachi and Trey, and see if we can move the football around a little bit more, in the air. Certainly, it'd be our want to throw the football just a little bit more efficiently and better. So defensively, I thought that they played well, except a couple of big plays. That late fourth quarter touchdown, just absolutely. And let's put it this way: that late fourth quarter catch and long reception that was followed by extremely relentless effort by both Rashard Robinson and Ronald Martin. If you think about them not tackling that man before he crossed the goal line, how much different that game would have been. But they caught that man at the 10-yard line and wrestled him out of bounds to set up an opportunity for that defense to come forward and stop that team. And 3rd down and 1, they want to take the 4th down to tie the game. On 3rd down and 1, they called a run, and they could not get a yard. And I have to say that was a huge piece of the game. They go forward and kick the 3-pointer to tie, and then we get the ball back. We punt it back to them, and they're in position now to move the football and score And our defense is playing the percentages, and they throw a ball inside, and Quan Alexander closes on it, knocks it loose, knocks it up in the air. Ricky Jefferson gets it and returns it just about 20 yards. Puts us in great position for a kick. And I think the kick, very similar to our team. There's a guy who's, misfired on a PAT, during the injury timeout, where we certainly wish the opponent well. But during that time, he said, we want to kick this one anywhere but from the right hash, Coach. And I said, I'm right with you. And so we called the play that would center the ball and that would certainly not be pushed all the way to the far hash. And Terrence McGee comes off right tackle and is pushed all the way to the far hash. And so I said to De La Houssaye, I says, you good with this? I'm good with this. And there's a guy who, again, you're miserable when you miss a 2-foot putt. You're miserable when you miss an extra point. And then now he's got a 30-foot putt for a birdie, and he hits it. So I certainly enjoyed his response and who he is. So all in all, we've taken a lot of good football teams to that swamp. It's a tough place to play. It's loud. It's aggressive. Will's done a good job there. They have real athletes. That receiving core that comes on the field is pretty special. Those running backs can run. I think Driscoll's a very fine quarterback. And that defense, that offense, and the special teams, not played perfectly, but played to victory. So now, the things that we got to do in the correction is, we got to get that punt return handled. We got to make sure that our guys recognize their responsibility in coverage, and that'll be something we'll spend time on in this week. I go back to, looking at, Jamie. Jamie kicked it just where we wanted to and kicked it with good hang time. He booms a ball now and then, and frankly, we gotta prepare that coverage unit to get down there, because we want that 52-yard punt. We want that. I mean, we averaged 45 yards a punt. He returned two of them very significantly, and we kicked 2 out of bounds. So I think we've got a weapon there. We just got to make sure that our guys recognize their responsibility to cover. Now, first of all, I want this stadium to be just like it's always been, a very live place for our opponents to witness a very noisy and very loud partisan crowd. And I want to encourage everybody to come out to the stadium and enjoy us, because we will enjoy you. And Kentucky's 5-1. They're in the conference race on the East. And they've gotten better each week. Mark Stoops is a very fine coach. Comes from a family of coaches. I've competed with that family and enjoyed that. And his impact at Kentucky is very significant. One of their losses to Florida was on 3 overtimes, and they're in good position to play in that conference on their side. So they beat South Carolina in a 38-24 game. So it's going to be a very quality Kentucky team. Offensively, they're averaging 36 points, 448 yards. They'll rush it for 185, and they'll throw it for 265. So quarterback Patrick Towles completes 63% of his passes, a 1,500-yard average. 1,500 yards this season, 10 touchdowns. He spreads the ball around. He hits 5 players with at least 12 receptions. Good balance. They run it and throw it. They'll use a wildcat quarterback who can run it and throw it some. And defensively, They're allowing 18 points, and it's again a very quality SEC defense. They've turned the ball. They've taken the ball away from an opponent. They've got 11 pass interceptions, and they're in turnover margin second in the conference. So very capable defense, and we'll have to play well. Special teams, again, very quality, well coached and prepared.